All along, I've been very quiet. All of you are the press men assigned to the Senate. You observe my behavior, being very quiet. Today, I entered the Senate chamber. They were discussing about $25 million stimulus package and mop-up exercise. I sat down and I listened to every speaker. When Senator Dillon got up to speak, he talked about war crime court. War crime court must come. Looking at me directly. Then the pro tem said to him, "That's not what we are discussing here." So when he got through talking whatever he wanted to say, he took a seat. So I asked the speaker, the pro tem, to speak, and he allowed me to speak. But gentlemen, I want Senator Dillon and Mr. Mo Ali, who spoke on Truth FM yesterday concerning this same thing, even went to the extent of mentioning me with Chris, one Chris on Truth FM. I want them to know that Senator Johnson is a revolutionary. I'm not afraid of war crime court. But if you want to bring war crime court to Liberia on the basis of the TRC, then I will tell you plain blank no. Why? Because the TRC is full of irregularities, fraud, that brought division among the ranks and file of the components of the TRC Commission. You talk about justice for victims, but justice is also for the would-be perpetrator, because you got to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that what you are accusing the man of, that truly he committed those acts. But there was a division among the commissioners within the commission. What brought the division? Several factors brought that division. One key factor that sent Jerome Verdier running for his life is the exposure, documentary exposure of a secret deal, putting aside the position of the Liberian people at home and abroad. That document which he put aside leaked to us when the commissioners who differed from him broke away from the main body. What that document has to do with? When the TRC was commissioned, they were funded with taxpayers' money, and the international donors also contributed immensely to enable the TRC to conduct a national and international referendum to all countries where Liberians reside, to find out from them whether they want war crime court or they want TRC. Do they want retributive or restorative? So they were funded with taxpayers' money, and they were given donor funds to carry out their work for about pretty close to 3 years. At the conclusion of their work, when they compiled the voluminous report into a booklet form called TRC, in that voluminous TRC book, something great is absent. That is the referendum that was conducted by the TRC in the 15 counties and in the diaspora. When they decided as commissioners of the TRC to go to the counties and in the diaspora to conduct their referendum as to know the ratio of people who want war crime court and who want restorative justice. They did not include the 73 lawmakers from the lower house. Neither did they include the 30 senators. They said many of us took part in the war, so they didn't need us. So they went behind us to our respective countries. The question is, where is the result of that referendum? It should be included in the voluminous report, because that's the position of the Liberian people. That is a real referendum, not the people who they gave Transcato to go on the radio, one walk around code. No, that is not a referendum. So when the commissioners broke away from their colleagues, they did write their dissenting position to the Liberian legislature and attach the reports of the referendum. 85% of the Liberian people say no to retributive. They say yes to restorative, that means they want TRC. 15% say they want walk around court. Because the Liberian people spoke their mind and their position, Verdier removed that from the voluminous report and kept it in a special cover, not knowing that there will be a division amongst them. So before the division could come, those commissioners who did not like what Verdier did extracted the report and sent it to us. We have it. So justice was not done to the Liberian people whose money was used for the referendum at home and abroad. So it was a fraud. And again, you have Puebu, who broke away. You have Sheikh Afoma Cornell, who broke away. You have Dolope, who was the co-chair to Verdier, who descended from the group. You have Reverend Dr. Jerry Coleman on one side, against Jerome Verdier, John Stewart, and Massa Washington. So where is the report? Where is the report? When the four that broke away from the group wrote their own incriminatory position statements, which I will call you on another day to bring all to you. Okay? So we're not afraid of war crime court, but if it has to do with the basis of the TRC, then it has fraud. It has fraud. And they know it. Why did the commission break into two? Why was there division among the commission members? Because there were fraudulent acts that were carried out that the other commissioners did not like. And they unveiled all the documents to the legislature, because I'm the oldest senator here by tenure. I have all the documents in my safe. The American ambassador to the TRC also defected and wrote his own position. So the TRC was sent to International Human Rights Group, that is Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, is in Library Congress. It's all over the world. Nobody around the world is talking about this. Only Liberians, when they take a tie, they do something, they just talk out hatred or emotion or jealousy. Nobody is afraid. Dylan says they all the time and try to provoke me. I say I'm the only man who fought here. Yes, I fought. Why did I fight? But I blood tested to fight? No. You all know the story about Nimba people. The people in Nimba got no arms. They are civilians. But for a government at that time to declare Nimba County as enemy of the state and deploy all deadly weapons, mortars, or tanks to Nimba, when they declare you enemy of the state, you are bound to be eliminated. So they were slaughtering of our people, so we had to fight in defense. When the war is finished, we rebuild. When the war is finished, we reconcile and move on with our life. But if you want a war crime court, the way to bring about it is not to tease one person, not to provoke one person. You are a senator, Dylan is a senator rather, put your communication on the floor of the Senate for debate, and let it be passing the law to bring a war crime court. Then you have to repeal the first law that the legislature passed I think the 23rd legislature or 22nd legislature, they passed that law for general amnesty. That would be a different ball game. But you cannot be teasing me, provoking me. And you who provoking me, you were with Taylor those days in Banga and in Buchanan. And Senator Lawrence, Lawrence was with Cyril Allen. They all were there those days fighting with Berita. And you come here and try to teach me. So that's what I want to clear. I fought, yes, I fought. If you got any charge against me before the formation of the war crime code, go to the criminal court. Liberia has a criminal code, right? Go to the criminal court and sue me. Let me be someone. Anybody in Liberia that got case against me from 1990, you feel I committed atrocity, take me to the criminal court. And I will appear. But the Liberian Senate is a house of elders. It is not good for us to provoke each other and leave national issue. He was talking about 25 million, about 25 days, that's good. But where was he when the $30 million disappeared from Noka and the former president said she was responsible? He never mentioned anything. He wants justice, yes. Where was he when Harry Greaves was killed, allegedly killed, and they said he drowned? Kennedy Hotel area there. Then they found the body to the mansion. Can you drown, Robert Fee, highway, then your body is found to the mansion? I don't know. That's a miracle. So there are a lot of national issues that happen here. He made no comment. But to provoke somebody like me, I'm saying to him, he should stop and do his appropriate document to the Liberian Senate for debate. Then I will now teach all of them, like I said today. I will bring the entire document from the whole TRC you may not have. I will bring it. I will make copy for all. There is no TRC book. That's why Vodia ran away from here. The TRC itself, let me say this to you, in our jurisprudence. If you are seen killing somebody with gun, you are in the less murderer. But the TRC from its beginning to the end, it say, I'm a murderer. We are murderer. I'm a notorious war criminal. So why you have stayed the news? They've already have convicted me. They are rendering me guilty. So what you need to do is to look for the jailhouse and put me, and not even talk about war crime court. All right? Then you praise Bodnike, Joshua Blai, who appeared before the TRC and said he killed 20,000 Liberians. Who were those Liberians? Nimbanians and the sympathizers with medicine. Then how many people did he kill with the guns? Say he was a battalion commander. He was a gun-toting man with a group. So if you got the power to kill people, 20,000 people with juju, then how many people did you kill? By the way, was the TRC mandated to acquit anybody? No, we were all invited to appear. And when you appear before the TRC, that's why I make it a book or document. When you appear before the TRC, the introductory remarks from the chairman Vodia was, any statement you made here will not be used against you in any code of law. So we invite you to give your automatic story, your experience. So my experience about the word that I gave is what they taken to convict me. That's not wrong. That's against our law. That's why Paul Booth took this TRC to the Supreme Court. I have the ruling on the Supreme Court copy. Paul Booth took the Supreme Court, the TRC to the Supreme Court, and Vani Sharma also took the TRC to Supreme Court. When they banned Ellen Johnson, my man has Salif, from running for 30 years. You're not a court. How will you ban people? You're not a court. How will you summon a notorious criminal? You're not a court. How do you call somebody a murderer? There is nothing like allege. Everything is murderer. Is that what our law says? No one is guilty until proven so through the competent court of jurisdiction. So if you bring in a TRC and a war crime court on the basis of the TRC, then it's condemned. You got to start all over. Okay? through whatever media or through whatever instrument you can use to establish a war crime code away from the TRC, so be it. But we are after development, and you can see my hand work in Nimba. I'm for peace, I'm not here for trouble. But since Mo Ali also attacked me on the same thing on the radio, I text him. I said, you gotta read the history. You gotta do research before you talk. Okay? And he texted me back to say, I understand. So if that was you plan to do the one I was supporting Nimba, nobody, Liberty Party, Unity Party, will never ever get one support from Nimba. We always support George Weah. Okay? Because George Weah is a man of peace. Alright? The Congo people stole our money, Bay House, Pink Avenue, Broad Street, America, all over, or because they bought Bay Party House here. So it's a row. Then you call me criminal, right? So the row and the criminal will connect to support each other. Now I'll tell you, Nimba County will never, they already heard what happened here. It's on the Facebook. They will never, you see, they do this thing and they come to my house in the night to talk to me. Liberty Party been to see me, Unity Party been to see me, but I am stable in my mind. So I just call you to let you know, we are not afraid of the TRC or war crime code, but the TRC cannot be used as a basis for war crime code. What did the Liberian people say during the referendum? In conclusion, 85% say no to war crime code, 15% say yes. That means the generality of our people have spoken, right? Then why Voidier did not include that report of the referendum for which he used the Liberian people money and donor funds? Why he did not include the result of that referendum in the report? Why was he extracted? He removed it and imposed his will. But a secret leak on the other commissioners took it from behind him and attached it to a letter to the Liberian legislature. That's why I call you. So let Dylan keep the peace here. You want to discuss war crime code? Do a letter on the floor, and then some of us who will be interested to make comment, I'll be speaking documentarily. Okay? I'll be speaking documentarily to debunk what he will be saying. But don't just be talking when you see me on the floor. Anytime he sees me, he walk around code. I don't like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, Senator Johnson, my name is Glemen Toure. I report for Cool FM and Cool TV in Pinsville. With the question, I got a few for you. Firstly, you spoke about Senator Dillon always provoking you when it comes to the issue of war crime code.
Yeah, when he sees me enter the Senate.
This question, you was heard speaking on the floor of the chambers of the Liberian Senate that no matter what happens, there will be no court to be established here. Could you mind to give further clarification because of the provocations?
I didn't get you. I didn't hear.
Yeah, I said you were heard when during the heated argument. You were heard saying that.
Oh yeah, yes. No court will come here. I was in Togo. The late Laha Lassana was there. Former Representative Wale Dona went there. We represented Liberia. We went on a big conference, Parliamentarians for Global Action in Japan, for 2 weeks. The Rome Statute was discussed there. That's the Rome Statute that brought about the RCC in the Netherlands. So we from the Sub-Sahara, we brought the document to be ratified by our respective parliaments, okay? And we ratify it when our war had finished a long time. So once we ratify it long before our war, it's not retroactive. That is the truth. It's not retroactive. And when the politicians were clamoring for war crime code, pushing Mr. Weah, bring this, the government did send a communication to the Hague to ascertain the truth whether Liberia is on the docket. Liberia is not on the docket because Liberia ratified the Rome Statute long before our war. So it's not going to come here.
Okay, Senator Manis, Yanti Toba report for OKFN. This year you make a claim that Senator Dillon was there in Baza, Buchanan, specifically supporting the lives of
oh yeah, they were there those days.
So, how true is this information?
They were there those days. I'm saying the truth. I'm a combatant. I'm a former general. I'm a revolutionary. I got a whole history. I know who all there. But on the basis for which I call, I only talk in passing. What I call it for is the provocative statement
So,
he makes when he sees me.
Just to a follow-up to the first question, what had this caused you, the provocation from Senator Dillon? Has it caused any psychological effect?
You know what it does? If you do the writing and put it on the floor for discussion, for debate, that's fine. But when you single me out, you know what I do to my mind? It brings a reflection of the 300 baby of my children that don't mean the well. It brings the reflection of the massacre of the Lutheran Church. It brings to my mind the massacre of the Greystone compound. As much as we fight to forget it, you try to make me like a killer, and you forget to know what I fought. It brings to my mind. It provokes me. But if it is debated, honestly, by the House of Elders, by the lower house, that's beautiful. That it makes me bring my record on board. But you don't single me out. It reminds me of what happened to my children. Because every Decoration Day, I go to Duper Road where they dump the 300 babies upside down alive. I go to Lutheran Church where they massacre our people in the house of God. I go to Greystone compound. I don't lay reef there because the U.S. Embassy is there now. But it brings to my mind. And that can provoke me to walk to you and speak to you. And I don't want.
Okay.
If you just put your document on the floor for debate, that's good. But if you provoke me and my mind reflects on the past, I can walk to you and it will be good for you. I don't want it.
Okay, Senator Johnson, my name is...
We should not intimidate each other in the place.
Okay, my name is James Samuel Goode Flomo. I report for Spoon FM and Spoon TV. I overheard you earlier, you talk about not being a convicted war criminal, but people keep calling you war criminal, murderer. And you said if they think that you did, they should take you to court. What are you going to do since you are not a convicted criminal?
In your own mind.
I'm coming. What are you going to do since you are not, and you were not convicted by
But
any court in Liberia?
Am I?
People keep calling you with this name.
Am I a convicted criminal?
What are you going to do?
By the TRC, I'm convicted.
What are you going to do if these people keep calling you war criminal? Are you going to take legal action against some of them because you want to set their reputation straight? And again, I'm coming, Senator. With this issue with the legislature, it has been the issue of time since you guys came back from the war. This has been the problem. Are you going to bring a communication forward since you believe that war crimes court should come, but not the fraudulent, according to you, the fraudulent TRC report? Are you going to bring a communication to cut all matters short?
You know what? When it is done legally, those documents I have are considered by me to be bazookas. Bazookas are artillery. Where the infantry face a hit, those documents are my strong backing. Anyone who looks at it, you just tell the TRC paper. So we keep those papers confidentially until the appropriate time. But other than that, they just noise makers here. I hear people talking on radio. I hear people talking a lot here. I don't respond sometimes to them. Sometimes I'm on the pulpit, I mention something in passing. But in the House of Elders, we deal with law. The House of Elders, a member of the House of Elders should not be like somebody out there. You may be an activist, but when you are here, you're no longer an activist, you are a lawmaker. So you got to act maturely. If you look at the report, you know our law. You are not a criminal. You are not a murderer until you are put on trial. But the TRC convicted everyone who appeared. And in our law, there is no defender and there is no accuser. Accused. You accuse somebody, the man you accuse is a defender. Then the accuser, with all the accuser, there is no defender. So when we enter before the TRC, we saw nobody to say, Prince Johnny did this to me. They only said, tell your story. Look here, we are in Liberia, country of law, not men. We cannot tolerate that foolishness they wrote. And that's why the commissioner divided themselves. Have you read the discerning report of the honor commissioners? It's damaging. It exposed Vadia. How many were they on the commission? Were they 7? Against 7. 4 against 3. So the majority were against the minority. And they wrote their damaging report using for their own communication. And another time I will call you, I will not bring their own position statement. I will bring for their own TRC, which he signed during the acknowledgement column. How he implicated the commission. So we'll discuss that more. Okay. But it is that we should be developing our nation and moving forward. Not to be picking at me. I promise they don't today. If you pick at me, because I'm a pastor now, and quiet in session, I'm not quiet. I'm a tough talking, tough action man. I'm not quiet. Don't pick at me. So I'm going to move from here to the pro-tem, to advance the pro-tem, to advancing. Do your communication on the floor. Bring workaround code issue. Let it be holistically discussed. I was not in Ghana. I didn't stop them from bringing workaround code. They brought the TRC. If you want the TRC to bomb baby code workaround code, it's up to you. But don't see me coming a moment. You know I represent a big country. And the spectators, our children are back there listening. When you see me workaround code, it's not good. You know that. You know that. And so saying he's negatively sophisticated, I will be positively sophisticated.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.